Friends, fellow Kenyans, and I agree that our true heroes and heroines are brothers from the Mount Kenya region. Jeremiah Kioni and the team, we know you are not victims, you are the true victors. And so now, my friends, we have majority members of parliament as Azimio La Umoja. That's a fact. We have majority governors. So we had to debunk this thing which was circulating in the social media to the contrary. And we are just waiting now. We are confident. We are confident of a win. We cannot announce, we are not CHEBUKATI, but we know that justice is going to be done. Hatutaki mengine, tumejua mengi sana tangu jana. Yaani watu wanajaribu miujiza isiyowezekana. Wanajaribu miujiza ya kila aina, lakini wamepatikana. Kwa sasa tujiandae tu, because constitutionally they have to announce the win of the presidential race by tomorrow, hopefully. I don't know, some of them say by Monday. Lakini if things are done, we want to urge IEBC to do the right and the legitimate, the next legitimate thing. Do this country duty. They do national duty and announce the winner. I know from where I stand that this country is going to remain peaceful after this announcement. Indeed, ndugu zetu wa Tanzania na majirani walikuwa wanauliza, what's wrong with you Kenyans kwa social media? Kwa nini you're not burning tires? Kwa nini hamfanyi hii? It's like everybody expects that after every 5 years, every election cycle, Kenyans will lose their patience. I want to congratulate our fellow citizens for remaining solid, remaining patient, and the outcome will shortly be known. And even after that outcome, we must remember that we are all Kenyans. We have only this country to call our motherland, and we're very proud of it. So nobody should be allowed to mess around with our motherland. And so, Waheshimiwa, hapa mimi na furaha zaidi, furaha nyingi sana. Kuona wengine ambao is my brother Peter Nyang', a comrade in arms all the time, and we've seen plenty, and now it looks brighter. This is a wonderful nation. And true democracy in Kenya is true democracy in the whole of the African continent, because the continent has been watching. That's why you saw people like President Kikwete leading the East African Community Observer Mission, President Goodluck Jonathan leading the ASA delegation, former President of Sierra Leone leading the AU delegation. The whole continent has been standing with the Kenyan people. Let's give them a clap. Yale mengine, I can foresee in central Kenya. That's why I was a bit perturbed when people are saying I concede. Nobody should have conceded in central Kenya, because mutaona maajabu hapa. Mutaona maajabu when the truth is known. And this will help to bring the mountain, our brothers and sisters, the mountain solidly. I think it is Joe who said they painted light blue. It will all be blue, inshallah, God willing, going forward. So anyway, we are the same. We are the same. We must congratulate our brother President Uhuru Kenyatta for showing true statesmanship. Of course, we recognize he's a chair, he's a party leader of Jubilee, and he has remained a true statesman, not uttering a word, so that Kenyans and everybody will know that he's allowing the democratic process to come to a useful conclusion. Which conclusion? As we stand here and as sit here, we all know. Let's give ourselves a clap. Kwa hivyo, mimi nawashukuruni sana. I mean, majority governors. And so is that position for speakership still open? We can now send applications. I must recognize my worthy running mate who must be here, Andrew Sunkuli. Where is Andrew? He's there. This gentleman traversed the country, the whole country with me, fighting for Baba. He never was tired. And now I see partly is rewarded by his elder brother, Julius. Julius, thank you for giving me the name of Andrew, and I wanted to talk to Andrew. Congratulations for winning the Kigori seat on a Kano ticket. So our brothers, Gideon Moi and others, and our brothers seeing Guyo become governor. This guy is governor. Isiolo, I can't believe it. I'll give you a big handshake. This man was, you can see all possibilities. He was MCA here in Nairobi. MCA, now he's governor Isiolo. Let's give him a big clap. On a Jubilee ticket, thank you. Yeah, so, tuwashukuruni sana. So Kenyans, keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. This nation will never be shaken. This was a terrible trial period. That's why some of us decided to go out of character and do very, very strange campaigns. But of course, never giving up on our values and on our principles. Kwa hivyo nawashukuruni sana. Ni hayo tu, nimwalike dada yangu.
Asanteni nyote. Leo ilikuwa tupate wanaazimio wote. We meet and greet. We appreciate ourselves for a very good campaign, a 4-month campaign versus a 4-year, or was it a 9-year campaign? Well done, you're nothing short of heroes. In those 4 months, you transformed the terrain and you painted Kenya blue. We have taken the first step in transforming Kenya. We have much more to do. And therefore today is just telling ourselves, you may be feeling the fatigue of the last 4 months because we were not sleeping, we were living and sleeping and dreaming just the campaign. It is exhausting, but let your mind recharge because we've got more work to do. And for all of you, because you are in Nairobi, we need to distribute ourselves to the various places where our strength is needed to guard our win, because we have won. I was looking at the list of members of parliament. I'm very tempted to read out the names. I may not tire you because they've been introduced, but we are just short of 180 when you combine. You see? We have 24 governors at the moment. If you add Mombasa and Kakamega, whose by-election is coming later, you will see that we have strength around the country. If you look at our competition, they are just at about 130 members of parliament. When I last counted, even if it improves, it will not come anywhere near what we have. So even without anybody telling you the numbers, with those numbers of members of parliament, of governors, of senators, we have 23, they are one up. But if you look at everything, including all the other seats combined, there is no way the tally can be against us. And by the way, we have tallied. It's just that we do not have the power to announce ourselves, because the forms were on the portal, and we took copies and we tallied, and we know where we are. And we know if we had the power, by now we would have called it for ourselves. But we will wait. We will wait for that announcement. But please be upbeat. Know that Kenyans did give us the opportunity to steer the nation, and we are waiting for the official seal of approval. Our coalition is Azimio la Umoja. That work of unifying Kenyans, you saw the map there. We've taken a step, but that's just the beginning. We have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to ensure that the people we serve get the benefits of the taxes that they pay. And those benefits are not distributed by a few to their pockets. So we really have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do to build the spirit of one people, one nation, so that we first and foremost consider ourselves Kenyan and then our communities and the rest. Because it's not wrong to acknowledge our diversity, to acknowledge the various communities we are coming from. That's our heritage, we are proud of it, but we must always emphasize our oneness as a nation. And that is what we represent as Azimio. And that is why even during the campaign, we promised to look after everyone, including those opposed to what we stand for. Recognizing that they are Kenyans, we said we shall look after everybody, and we meant it. And like we used to say, you know, our captain, we are here with his blessings, with his knowledge, he sends his greetings. You know, our captain is a man who has a very generous heart. He never carries forward grudges. He's a person who embraces all, and a person who focuses his energies on what is good for the nation. We really are looking forward to this election being called for us so that we can support him to deliver to the nation, as I know he will. Knowing that we have a lot of reform work to do, and we would have wanted more reforms even before the elections, we have to very jealously guard even that process that is ongoing at BOMAS. I know some of you have been there. Thank you so much for your presence. Those who have not been there, let us all try to take turns. We need to support that process to ensure that it is not infiltrated, to ensure that it is not corrupted. That is the purpose of having agents in the tallying center, to ensure that the numbers are put together the way they should be, and that the authentic forms count, or the authentic forms count, not any other form by the wayside, so that we can get to the conclusion of this. But I cannot tell you how pleased I am to see all the faces around, and I want to echo something Kioni and Kanini have said, and I think also my good friend, His Excellency, the Governor-elect of Siaya, that for those from Mount Kenya region, because except Meru, no seats have been won in that area. But you actually won votes, and actually Meru and Nyandarua. Yes, sorry, I apologize for Nyandarua because there is Kiaraho, and yes, there are two from Nyandarua. Even where no seat came, votes still came. And if they may not have been as many as we hoped, but you can imagine if those votes had gone the way some chest-thumping fellows were announcing they would go, then it would have been called out for them the first day. But because it was not, because we disrupted that chest-thumping boast and made it idle, we are now waiting for it to be called for us. When you go to war, even in the areas where we got as many votes, The occasional person who missed, you're still our hero because you put up a fight and you stood in the gap. So for those who are here and you didn't make it, feel greatly appreciated. You are part of us, and together we are going to take the next steps and to build a formidable coalition, to build a formidable nation, and to build a movement that will transform our landscape and to ensure always that our nation is peaceful. I want to thank you for coming at very short notice. I think you started receiving calls yesterday. Some of you have had to travel, some overnight. We want to thank you, and this is the same spirit we saw during the campaigns. We'd give you very little notice when coming to your areas. You never disappointed, you mobilized, you were there, and you have made it what it is today. You are our heroes, each one of you. We thank you, we love you, and we want you to know that we look forward to working with all of you as one. We do not view any part of the country as not part of the blue nation. Where we need several more coats of blue, we have enough paint in our stores. We are coming. Where you have an undercoat that does not proclaim the blue nation, we want to tell you that you belong to us too. We will convince you. It will not be a force taking, but we are coming. Because Kenya must be one. And that doesn't mean there should be no dissent. We appreciate and recognize the right of everybody to dissent. But that spirit of oneness, because that is what Azimio la Umoja represents, oneness. That spirit of oneness, that nationhood, is what we are going to spread to the whole country while respecting differences in opinion. I don't want to go any further, just to say we are ready for the task ahead. This is just the beginning of our meetings. This was a meet and greet. Immediately, the announcement we expect is made. There will be many more meetings. You will meet as members of parliament, as National Assembly, as Senate, to caucus and elect leadership. Women reps will also meet because they also need to caucus around themselves. And those governors will meet. We intend to showcase devolution. You know, our captain is very passionate about devolution. Indeed, I would christen him the father of devolution. This is our chance to make devolution what it should be. So we look forward to governors caucusing, sharing, encouraging one another, and sharing good practices on what to do to make devolution work for Kenya. So, like I've said, this is just one of the first of the many meetings we are going to have. I want once again to urge you, if there are places they have not finished tallying for members of parliament, any place they have not issued certificates, go support our members. At BOMAS, let us take turns. Let us support that process. We have invested. We have our votes there. We have our win being tallied. So go out there and let us ensure everything goes on well. I want to thank you. Once again, congratulate you all, not just those who got the seats, all those who put their best foot forward to make today what it is. And we look forward to working together.
Mimi nikamwangalia, nikamwambia wewe, ni vile tu nilikuwa na heshima, ningemchapa kofi. Ati sisi tuache, ati tutoke hapa. Habana.
Eastern and the Kikuyu nation, Gema nation in general, he did not outperform Uhuru. So the net effect of that is that the chances of Ruto going past 50% plus one are minimal or completely vanquished. He does have a chance, depending on how he performs in other metrics, but based on my framework, the chances of him clinching 50% plus one is very minimal. So Ruto may end up at the top at the end of the day, but it's very unlikely that he'll hit 50% plus one unless other factors come into play. This is what makes sense. And so if Ruto hits 50% plus one, it's going to be very, very controversial.
Mimi nikamwangalia, nikamwambia wewe, ni vile tu nilikuwa na heshima, ningemchapa kofi. Ati sisi tuache, ati tutoke hapa. Habana.
You know, you people are the ones who cause problems. How do you explain not putting them in the ballot?
Can we focus on this?
And that's all to the BOMAS of Kenya, so that IEBC can stop this. Because what is happening? Because these are IEBC materials. These are IEBC officials. They should tell us everything.
Just a minute, please.
This is your voice. Photos and
He was the one who was.
I told him from yesterday.
Watch out.
Please,
Shebesh, go back this way.
Me, I'm going out. I've been here since yesterday.
I'm done.
You're going nowhere.
wait, just wait.
Shebesh, stand there.
Are you an employee of IEBC? I know them. I've been So what are you doing?
Mistaking.
What happened?
So you're a presiding officer in Sarehe.
What happened?
Sarehe.
Park Road. What happened?
When I was in
Yeah. Oh. What sooner? What happened? Just tell us the truth.
Actually, the truth is,
Yeah.
I was told in the morning
Yes.
that my child is actually gone. Now, when I came, there was no husband. I mean, a lot of people were saying, I wanted to surrender the child and then go home and take my child home. So I went to the DRO. And I told him at that call yesterday about clear fast. And then I told myself, so it is not possible unless you get somebody to help you. He referred me to somebody called Moy. When you go to clear, aren't you supposed to go with yeah, we were with them. But then, when I was supposed to now go over the documents, they use and abuse.
Excuse me. There's the person who called is this man. He's a police who called him. Now what does one change? No,
let us finish here first.
Because it's someone who never the one who sits up behind. You're gonna start new way.
Wale kwenye watu wanapeleka hizo. Nikamwona kwa kona. Mwenye hii nilimwambia baadhi yako hata vingine. Kuangalia wewe zunguko ukimaliza upige mahali uchukue. Wakanongozana na huyo mwanaume hakusimama kainuka. Akaenda. Unajua hizo vitu nikaenda. Sasa hii tumeshika za ni hizo tu.
We are going. We want to see what is in this bag. We are finished what was in the bag.
Yeah. Do the other bags.
Yes, please. What is in there? You want to know the process of the bag. We are going. What are these? What is it? Already. Let's see what is in the bag, please. Let's see what is the content of
Mimi nikamwangalia, nikamwambia wewe, ni vile tu nilikuwa na heshima, ningemchapa kofi. ati sisi tuache, ati tutoke hapa. Hapana.
Eastern and the Kikuyu nation, Gema nation in general, he did not outperform Uhuru. So the net effect of that is that the chances of Ruto going past 50% plus one are minimal or completely vanquished. He does have a chance, depending on how he performs in other metrics, but based on my framework, the chances of him clinching 50% plus one is very minimal. So Ruto may end up at the top at the end of the day, but it's very unlikely that he'll hit 50% plus one unless other factors come into play. This is what makes sense. And so if Ruto hits 50% plus one, it's going to be very, very controversial.
Mimi nikamwangalia, nikamwambia wewe, ni vile tu nilikuwa na heshima, ningemchapa kofi. Ati sisi tuache, ati tutoke hapa. Hapana.
You know, you people are the ones who cause problems in this country. How do you explain not putting them in the ballot?
Can we focus on this?
And the go to the BOMAS of Kenya, so that IEBC can stop this. What is happening? Because these are IEBC materials. These are IEBC officials. They should tell us everything.
Just a minute, please.
This is your
He was the one who was.
I told him from yesterday.
Watch out.
Please,
Shebesh, go back this way.
Me, I'm going out. I've been here since yesterday.
I'm done.
You're going nowhere.
wait, just wait.
Stand there.
Are you an employee of IEBC? I know them.
So what were you doing
Mistaking.
What happened?
So you're a presiding officer in Sarehe.
What happened?
In Sarehe.
Park Road. What happened?
When I was in it,
Yeah. Oh. What sooner? What happened? Just tell us the truth.
actually, the truth is,
Yeah.
I was called home in the morning
Yes.
that my child is not feeling well. Now, when I came, there was no line. I mean, a lot of people on the line. I wanted to stay in the house and then go home and take my child home. So I went to the door and I told him at 4. Yesterday. clear first. Hand over
Let us finish with the material. Please, I know what we are doing.
So it is not possible unless you get somebody to help me. He referred me to somebody called Moy, who is an IEBC official.
When you go to clear, aren't you supposed to go with
Yeah, we were with them. But then, when I was supposed to now go over the documents,
they use and unused?
Excuse me. There's some, the person who caught is this man. He's a police who caught him. Now what does one change?
No, let us finish here first.
Deal with him. Because it's someone going to proceed.
The one who seated behind.
get me.
You're going to stamp new mighty bank. Okay.
Ni tofauti. Mimi ndio nimeleta. Hii
hold on guys.
pale penye watu wanapeleka hizo. Niliona mwizi jana ya boksi mbili za mimi kuona na macho. Na nikashauri chembeshi ni ushahidi. Nikasema hizi zimetoka wapi saa 8 usiku? Na boksi zingine ziko hapa ndani. Hii imetoka wapi? Haingii wapi? Hapo hapo mimi kugeuka hivi nikaona huyu
kwa kona.
Nikamwona kwa kona. Huyu ni Aroko. Umenipata? Mwenye hii nilimwambia bagi yako hapa wengine bagi. Sababu gani? Bagi yako hapa. Ingia na hii sababu iko na hiyo kalapi. Kuangalia hizi mafuta hizi. Ukamwambia wewe wacha hizi vitu zikae wapi? Wewe zunguka ukimaliza ukuje mwande uchukue. Wakanongozana na huyo mwanaume hakusimama akainuka. Akaenda. Umenipata hizi vitu nikaenda. Umenipata? Sasa hii tumeshika saa 10 ni hizo tu.
Mheshimiwa Wangili, wacha tumalize hii baba. Twende haraka tafadhali.
We need to go and talk to them.
We are going. We want to see what is in this bag. Then we go. Yes, we are finished. We have finished what was in the initial bag. Let's do this bag and this one.
Yeah. Do the other bags.
Yes, please. What is this one? We want to know the contents of this bag. We are going. What are these? What is this? Already.
These documents are here. Once the documents are here, if I release them, they are no longer exposed.
Let's see what is in the bag, please. Let's see what is the content of this bag. Yeah.
Mimi nikamwangalia, nikamwambia wewe, ni vile tu nilikuwa na heshima, ningemchapa kofi. Ati sisi tuache, ati tutoke hapa. Hapana.
Upper Eastern and the Kikuyu Nation, Gema Nation in general, he did not outperform Uhuru. So the net effect of that is that the chances of Ruto going past 50% plus one are minimal or completely vanquished. He does have a chance, depending on how he performs in other metrics, but based on my framework, the chances of him clinching 50% plus one is very minimal. So Ruto may end up at the top at the end of the day, but it's very unlikely that he'll hit 50% plus one unless other factors come into play. This is what makes sense. And so if Ruto hits 50% plus one, it's going to be very, very controversial.
Mimi nikamwangalia, nikamwambia wewe, ni vile tu nilikuwa na heshima, ningemchapa kofi. Ati sisi tuache, ati tutoke hapa. Hapana.
You know, you people are the ones who cause problems in this country. How do you explain not putting them in the ballot?
Can we focus on this?
And let's go to the BOMAS of Kenya so that IEBC can stop this. What is happening? Because these are IEBC materials. These are IEBC officials. They should tell us everything.
What's the minute question for this?
This is your vote. Photos of your
He was the one who was.
I told him from yesterday.
Watch out.
Shebesh, go back this way.
Me, I'm going out. I've been here since yesterday.
I'm going to go.
You're going nowhere.
Wait, just wait.
Shebesh, stand there.
Are you an employee of IEBC?
I know them.
So what will you bring to this material?
We want to see
Mistaking.
What happened?
So you're a presiding officer in Starehe.
What happened?
In Starehe.
Park Road. What happened?
When I was in it,
Yeah. Oh. What's so now? What happened? Just tell us the truth.
actually, the truth is,
Yeah.
I was called home in the morning.
Yes.
That my child is not feeling well. Now, when I came, there was no line. I mean, a lot of people on the line. I wanted to surrender and then go home and take my child to the hospital. So I was to the door at home. And I told him at around 4.
Yesterday.
About clear fast. And then it is not possible because you got somebody to help me. He referred me to somebody called Moy.
When you go to clear, aren't you supposed to go with
Yeah, we were there. But then, when I was supposed to now go over the documents,
they use the
Excuse me. There's something about the person who caught is this man. He's a police who caught him. Now what does one chenye iko kwanza?
Let us finish here first.
Because he's the one who went
The one who seated behind.
get me.
You're going to stamp new mighty bank.
Ni tofauti.
Nimetoka hapa.
Mimi ndio nimeleta. Hii
Hold on, guys.
Hii ni tofauti.
pale penye watu wanapeleka hizo. Niliona mwizi jana ya boksi mbili za kula mimi kuona na macho. Na nikasema nikashauri chimbeshi ni mshahidi. Nikasema hizi zimetoka wapi saa 8 usiku? Na boksi zingine ziko hapa ndani. Hii imetoka wapi? Haingii wapi? Hapo mimi kugeuka hivi nikaona huyu
kwa kona.
Nikamwona kwa kona. Umenipata? Mwenye hii nilimwambia bagi yako hapa wengine bagi. Sababu damu nataka bagi yako hapa. Ingia na hii sababu iko na hiyo kalapto. Kuangalia kitu bakuta hizi. Ukamwambia wewe acha hizi vitu zikae wapi? Wewe zunguka ukimaliza ukuje mwambie uchukue. Wakanongozana na huyo mwanaume hakusimama kaino. Akaenda. Umenipata hizo vitu nikaenda kaka. Umenipata? Sasa hii tumeshika saa 10 ni hizo tu.
Please, we are here. Let's just see what is happening.
You know, can I tell you?
Mheshimiwa Angili, wacha tumalize hii baba. Twende haraka tafadhali.
You are not.
Yeah.
We are trying because we are trying to bring progress. We need to go and talk to the
We are going. We want to see what is in this bag. Then we go. Yes, we are finished. We have finished what was in the initial bag. Let's do this bag and this one.
Yeah. Do the other bags.
Yes, please. What is this one? We want to know the content of this bag. We are going. Madam, what is this? What is this? Already.
These documents, when the documents are here, if I release them, they are no longer executed.
Let's see what is in the bag, please. Let's see what is the content of this bag.
Mimi nikamwangalia, nikamwambia wewe, ni vile tu nilikuwa na heshima, ningemchapa kofi. Ati sisi tuache, ati tutoke hapa. Hapana.
the Kikuyu nation, Gema nation in general, he did not outperform Uhuru. So the net effect of that is that the chances of Ruto going past 50% plus one are minimal or completely vanquished. He does have a chance, depending on how he performs in other metrics, but based on my framework, the chances of him clinching 50% plus one is very minimal. So Ruto may end up at the top at the end of the day, but it's very unlikely that he'll hit 50% plus one unless other factors come into play. This is what makes sense. And so if Ruto hits 50% plus one, it's going to be very, very controversial.
Mimi nikamwangalia, nikamwambia wewe, ni vile tu nilikuwa na heshima, ningemchapa kofi. Ati sisi tuache, ati tutoke hapa. Habana.
You know, you people are the ones who cause problems. How do you explain not putting them in the ballot?
Can we focus on this?
And the go to the BOMAS of Kenya, so that IEBC can stop this. What is happening? Because these are IEBC materials. These are IEBC officials. They should tell us everything.
Just a minute, please.
This is your voice.
He was the one who was.
I told him from yesterday.
Watch out.
Please,
Shebesh, go back this way.
Me, I'm going out. I've been here since yesterday.
You're going nowhere.
wait, just wait.
Shebesh, stand there.
Are you an employee of IEBC?
I know them. I've been here.
So what were you doing on this
Mistaking.
What happened?
So you're a presiding officer in Starehe.
What happened?
In Starehe.
Park Road. What happened?
When I was in
Yeah. Oh. What's so now? What happened? Just tell us the truth.
Actually, the truth is, I was called home in the morning.
Yes.
That my child is not feeling well. Now, when I came, there was no line. I mean, a lot of people on the line. I wanted to surrender the line and then go home and take my child to the hospital. So I went to the DRO. And I told him at home.
Yesterday.
Clear fast. It is not possible to help me. He referred me to somebody called more.
But when you go to clear, aren't you supposed to go with all the evidence?
Yeah, we were with him. But then, when when I was supposed to now go
documents. They use and abuse.
Excuse me. There's some, the person who caught is this man. He's a police who caught him. Now what does one change?
No, let us finish here first.
Deal with him. Because he's the
one who sits up there.
You're going to stamp new ways.
Ni tofauti. Mimi ndio nimeleta. Hii
Hold on, guys.
Let him say now. Hii ni tofauti.
pale penye watu wanapeleka hizo tuliona miezi jana ya boksi mbili za mimi kuona na macho, na nikasema nikashauri chembeshi ni shahidi, nikasema hizi zimetoka wapi saa 8 usiku na boksi zingine ziko hapa ndani, hii imetoka wapi? Haingii wapi? Hapo mimi kugeuka hivi nikaona huyu
kwa kona,
nikamwona kwa kona. Umenipata? Mwenye hii nilimwambia bagi yako hapa uingie na bagi. Sababu damu bagi yako ingia na hii sababu iko na hiyo kalapcho. Kuangalia hii wakuta hivi. Ukamwambia wewe acha hizi vitu zikae wapi? Wewe zunguka ukimaliza ukuje mwande uchukue. Wakanongozana na huyo mwanaume hakusimama akainuka. Akaenda. Umenipata hizi vitu nikaenda. Sasa hii tumeshika saa 10 ni hizo tu.
Please, we are here. Let's just see what is in there.
You know,
Mheshimiwa Wangili, wacha tumalize hii bag. Twende haraka tafadhali.
you are not.
Yeah.
We are we need to go and talk to them.
We are going. We want to see what is in this bag. Then we go. Yes, we have finished. We have finished what was in the initial bag. Let's do this bag and this one.
Yeah. Do the other bags.
Yes, please. What is in there? We want to know the contents of this bag.
What do you want to do?
We are going. Whether this one is already.
When the documents are here, if I release them, they have a lot of experts.
Let's see what is in the bag, please. What do we do? Let's see what is the contents of this bag. Yeah.
Mimi nikamwangalia, nikamwambia wewe, ni vile tu nilikuwa na heshima, ningemchapa kofi. Ati sisi tuache, ati tutoke hapa. Habana.